Republican involvement ruled out in the killing of one of the Shankill butchers. Determined to last 5 years, Ahern and Harney bullished on the outlook for government. For 126,000 exam students, the moment of truth. And monarchs of all they survey, 3 Greenpeace activists in possession of Rockall. Good evening and welcome. The IEC have discounted the possibility that Republican paramilitaries were responsible for the killing of Bobby Bates, the former leading Loyalist prisoner. It's now thought he was shot dead by someone with a personal grudge. The UDP leader Gary McMichael said that development in the investigation had eased pressure on the Loyalist ceasefire. Mo Mowlam has condemned the killing and has warned that the talks process was in danger of running into the sands.
During the 1970s, Bobby Basher Bates was a leading member of the Shankill Butchers, a gang of ruthless Loyalist killers who murdered 19 innocent Catholics in Belfast over a 2-year period. Bates admitted 10 of the killings and was given life imprisonment, with the judge recommending he be released only in the event of terminal illness. Bates served 20 years and became a born-again Christian whilst in prison. He was freed on licence last October and started working at a centre for former Loyalist prisoners. This morning, he arrived as usual to open the premises and was ambushed by a lone gunman. He was shot several times in the head at close range and he died at the scene. The killer made off across the road and escaped through a nearby park. Loyalists immediately blamed Republicans for the killing and warned the attack could see the rapid end of the already unsteady Loyalist ceasefire. The INLA strongly denied any involvement, and this evening there was official confirmation that the security forces do not believe any Republican grouping was involved. An IUC statement said that inquiries so far had produced no evidence linking Republican paramilitaries with the killing of Bobby Bates. With Republican involvement therefore ruled out, the speculation now is that the Shankill butcher was shot dead by someone with a personal grudge against him. With community tensions rising in the wake of this morning's shooting, the security gates along the Peace Line in West Belfast were closed between the Shankill and Springfield roads. However, this evening the UDP leader Gary McMichael said the latest developments had reduced the pressure on the Loyalist ceasefire. This morning's killing in West Belfast was also condemned by the Northern Secretary, who warned that the talks process is in danger of running into the sands. Mo Mowlam told MPs at Westminster that the British government hoped that there could be a political settlement by May of next year.
I think that the talks are in danger of running into the sands and that progress must be made as soon as possible. We believe that the forum, which runs parallel to the talks, its life by the legislation of this House, comes to the end in May 1998. That is the time when we are working towards a settlement and a final vote and referendum.
The Orange Order has described Mo Mowlam's view that residents' groups represent nationalist feelings as unhelpful. At a half-yearly meeting of the Grand Orange Lodge of Ireland, the Order rejected an appeal by the Garvaghey Residents' Coalition in Portadown for compromise. However, the Order also rejected a motion from County Antrim Lodge calling for an end to all mediation over disputed parades.
With less than 4 weeks to go to Drumcree, there doesn't seem to be a breakthrough in sight. The Garvaghey Residents Association today sent 1,500 copies of a letter to Orange men, calling for a voluntary rerouting of the disputed parade. It said they would accept such a gesture and could foresee a future where Orange parades could be welcomed in nationalist areas. The residents once again called for direct talks, a view supported on the Garvaghey Road.
Why not meet and talk face to face and see what comes out of it that way?
Well, it's chaos last year, you know. God forbid, like the same thing may happen again.
The Orange Order sees it differently.
In a sense, it seems to be a dialogue of the deaf as far as the Garvaghey Road residents are concerned. And they still don't accept the problems we have, and they still don't seem to appreciate that we're not going to talk to people who are or have been Sinn Féin IRA members.
The Grand Orange Lodge of Ireland met for 6 hours this afternoon, the agenda dominated by the parades issue. Joel Patton from the Hardline Spirit of Drumcree group, which opposes all talks, left the meeting early. He and his supporters, outspoken critics of the Orange hierarchy, had received a warning from the order.
And if there is any move to sanction me or to expel me or discipline me, I do not believe ordinary Orangemen will stand for that.
Have you been gagged?
No, I refuse to be gagged. No one will gag me. I'll speak my mind. I'm a free man and I'll continue to speak my mind.
As far as the Spirit of Drumcree group is concerned, no progress was made today, and it believes the order is ill-prepared to meet the challenges of the summer.
Queen Elizabeth flew into the north for her first visit since the breakdown of the IRA ceasefire. More than 2,500 people turned out to meet her at Hillsborough Castle. The Queen was accompanied by the Duke of Edinburgh. They're celebrating their golden wedding anniversary. 300 couples, who are also celebrating 50 years of marriage, were invited as guests. Badia